So now we know that while Marilyn Mosby attacked police at her news conferences, she knew that she was the one who had sent them out there to round up guys like Freddie Gray. She had. An angry community rioted, and then crime rates spiked. And now police are worried that it is not just their lives in the line of fire every day, but also their freedom.
Now they have the softer police department, and this is the result that you get. And ultimately, it does a disservice to the law-abiding citizens. It does a disservice to the business owners. It does a disservice to everybody except the criminal element, because they are in their glory right now.
Joining us tonight, Fox contributor Charles Krauthammer, who we'll get to in a moment. First, Kevin Jackson, a conservative radio host and author of the book Race Pimping. Kevin, good to see you. And so here it is. President Obama will sweep in and make this a priority in his last months in office to try to crack down on what he may view as police who are out of control.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for a comment from that, the only thing I can say is if Barack Obama's going to be cracking down on police, he needs to start cracking down on what's happening in these communities. You know, we've had another cop resign, and I'm not going to comment about whether or not he should or he shouldn't have. But what I will tell you, Megan, is thugs don't lose their jobs. In fact, when cops are not in protecting neighborhoods, thugs have a free reign. And that's essentially the type of environment that has been created. And it's not even so much, as you pointed out earlier in the preamble, it's not just about cops losing their lives, they're losing their jobs, they're afraid to do things. And so I think you're going to find out that if Obama's going to be talking about a legacy, and I know Charles had talked about that earlier, his legacy is going to be the most corrupt, the most crime-ridden administration probably in the modern era.
He views this, I mean, at least some people in the administration, including in the DOJ, view this as a problem of out-of-control racist cops, and they're gonna fix it. That we've seen case after case after case where a white cop shoots and sometimes kills an unarmed black defendant.
It's absolute nonsense. What's happening is every time something involves a black person, you have people like DeRay McKesson, or whatever his name is, and other people who are waiting, Megan. They are literally waiting for the phone call to say, go stir up trouble. These things happen. Bad cops, bad policing, bad whatever, bad doctors, bad lawyers. It happens all over the country to people of all kinds of colors. You're not going to see Asians rioting over this when it happens to them, because everybody realizes that mistakes can be made. But what's happened is we've got a situation now set by the president, established on down the food chain with Eric Holder, and probably now with Loretta Lynch, that says it's free reign over the cops. The fact of the matter is, for decades, we've been dealing with problems in inner cities, problems with the black community of high crime, not because black people are necessarily bad, but because black people have been put into bad situations and bad circumstances by liberal policies. Look at all of these various cities, and you're going to find a very easy to connect dot that says point back to the Democrats that are in office and all the things that they're not doing to help the black community at large do better.
But what do you think? I mean, can the president make a difference here? Because, you know, both he and Governor Chris Christie, a Republican of New Jersey, pointed to Camden, New Jersey, and said, there we instituted community policing. We sent the cops out there to sort of interface with the community, and things got a lot better. Critics said, oh, that's the hug a thug approach, and it doesn't work. But Governor Christie and President Obama, Democrat and Republican, reverse that, seem to agree it does work.
Well, the problem is that they do these things in one-offs, but there's the only overarching piece that we've seen, Megan, is when Barack Obama runs to the side of color in the Gates affair and the Trayvon Martin affair. In practically every instance at the national level where a cop is involved with a community, he uses that as an opportunity to reinforce how bad it is to be an American, how bad cops are against what he calls communities of color. But then he'll go do the one-off in New Jersey, which is just a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. And the fact of the matter is, I don't believe at the overarching level, and I think most Americans would, many of the conservative Americans would agree, Barack Obama doesn't care about that. He actually wants to set the narrative that cops are targeting communities of color, disregarding the facts that unfortunately there's a lot of crime in these communities of color.
He does defend the cops, but it is usually followed with a but this and but that. Kevin, great to see you.
You too, Megan.